all locations in the United States is a good fit for you. This is like the number one very wrong assumptions that you guys have. Not all of the locations here in the United States means that you will like it because hey, it's United States, what can you ask for more? But no, because each of us is very different. So maybe some of us enjoy the city life, but others want like a quiet life. Welcome back to my channel, the number one place for J1 visa and American culture. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so you'll always be notified whenever we upload new jam-packed videos. And without further ado, let's now jump into the video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about all of your assumptions in this J1 program, because this past few months, there are people that are messaging me that wanted to transfer to another host company. So we talk about their problems, and I noticed that, wait, that is normal. It's not really a problem. But they thought that it is a problem and they are having a hard time in their location because their agency promised a different thing compared to what they are experiencing right now. They are starting to compare what they are experiencing then to the other J1s that are in the other locations. So now they are starting to stack all these negatives that, oh my god, I am in a bad place, I choose the wrong agency, or like I choose the wrong location. What do I do? How do I get out of here? So if you don't want to experience this and still wants to enjoy your J1 program, so stay till the end to get all the information that you need to know about the J1 program. Number 11, there's no slow season. Guys, everywhere in the world, there is always slow season. Just like here in the United States, not all of the states will be busy all year long. There will be times that it is slow season and you need to prepare for that. So a good example of this is that there is this J1 intern that messaged me and she was saying that she wanted to transfer to another host company, and I asked her why, and she said that, well, I'm not getting enough hours. Found out that we are in the same city as I did my last internship. So I asked her, are you not informed that during, starting from August to October, it will be the slow season in Florida, especially at the Keys? And she said that, oh, they said it, but I didn't know that it will be this really slow and it's real. Guys, you need to prepare for the slow season. When it's busy season, you should really work and save money. And then when it's slow season, you cannot complain that, hey, I have promised these hours, blah, 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 and you need to give me these hours because this is on my training plan. But you should also be considerate and think of like, if you are the owner of the company, or if you're the manager, how can you give hours to your employees if there is no guests at all, if it's really slow? How can you give the full 32 hours to your employees? So you need to understand that there are times that it will be slow season and you cannot get the fully 32 hours because yes, on your training plan it is said that the minimum is 32 hours, but it only means that you get the average of 32 hours all year long. It will be total your hours like all year. And so going back to the student, I asked her, well, how many hours did you get during the busy season? And she said that, oh, we've been working like 60 hours per week. So in my own opinion, it is good that, they have the chance that they could work a lot of hours during the busy season. But the thing is, she didn't save up. So now, during the slow season, she doesn't have any money, to spend or like to provide for herself. So that is the number one thing that I really want you guys to understand, that do not take everything for granted. If it's busy season or if your managers are giving you hours, take it. Because during the slow season, I'm telling you that it's hard to get, like the full-time hours. I want you to know that you should save money and think ahead, plan everything, so you will not experience these things. So number 12 is I can be a server immediately. This applies to the people who works under the food and beverage department. In your training plan, there is no promised job position because you will be in a rotation. So in a food and beverage department, you can be a server, assistant server, busser, or host. So of course, the very first time, during your orientation, You cannot just be like, oh, I want to be server or I want to be host. So my number one tip for you, if you really wanted to be a server, is that just during the orientation or the moment that you greeted, you know, your managers the first time that you met them, show them your enthusiasm, show them like you've got something to offer. And if you are not chosen to be a server like the very first time, then it's okay. It means that there are more rooms for you to learn. Your managers cannot put you in a server position if they know that you are still not yet ready for that position. So if you're still assistant server right now, or if you are a bosser right now, use that opportunity to learn and to grow. And then if you think that you are ready and you are well knowledgeable enough, you know, to be a server, then go to your manager, say that after this period of time that I was assistant server or a bosser, I learned this and I really wanted to be a server. Maybe on our next rotation I can be a server because I also wanted to learn, you know, to be a really good server and to make the guests happy and stuff like that, you know. Always be proactive and don't just be a complainer. That's all. So next is a higher hourly salary is better than a tip-based salary. So for example, you're a front desk agent, which is a $12 per hour. And then your friend is a food and beverage server, which her hourly rate is only $5, but then she received tips. Which one is better? Is the higher hourly salary or the tip-based salary? Well, in my opinion, the tip-based salary is better because me and my colleagues compare our paychecks, and people who receive tips have higher paychecks. But then you also need to realize that when it's slow season, there is a chance or a tendency that you will receive lower paychecks than people who receive an hourly salary. And plus, if you're not really doing, you know, a good job and you're not making a guest happy, how can the guest give you the big tips? You know what I mean? So a tip-based salary is also kind of complicated. So if you don't really fully understand it, I will link it down below and also put it in the card so you guys can just click it. So number 14 is my host company should follow every detail of my training plan. So when it comes to this, there are a lot of factors that needs to be considered. So number one is the rotation. On your training plan, for example, you are in a food and beverage department. So on your phase 1, it may say that you need to be in the fine dining restaurant. On the second one, you need to be in banquets. On the phase 3, you need to be doing the room service. And on your phase 4, it might appear that you need to be serving in a bar, or you need to learn how to do the cocktails and stuff like that. Well, yes, you will still be learning all of that phase, but it doesn't mean that when you know, the moment that you got there, you will be in the fine dining restaurant. For example, there are 10 J1 students that are under in the food and beverage department. Of course, they cannot put all of you guys under the fine dining restaurant because it only needs 2 servers or like 2 people to be there. So what the company usually do is that put the 2 of you in the fine dining restaurant and then the others in like in a cocktail bar. And for example, 5 of you guys, they will put it in the banquet department, and then the other one might be, you know, serving in the beach restaurant or like outdoor restaurants. But you also need to understand that they cannot just put all of you all together in a fine dining restaurant. It needs to be like distributed. That's what they call it. And then second one is the salary. Again, I'm talking about the food and beverage department. It says on your training plan that your per hour is $11. Let's just use my example. You know, on our training plan, it says that my salary is $11 per hour. But then when I went to Florida, my hourly base is only $5.06 during that year because that is their minimum wage. So in every state, there are different rules for a tip-based employee. So for example, in California, when they say that the minimum wage there is $11, even if you receive tips, you will still receive $11 per hour. But in Florida, if you're a tip-based employee, your salary is lesser than the minimum wage. So the minimum wage in Florida during that time while I was working is $7 something, but then I still receive only $5.06. Why? Because I am a tip employee. Most of my paychecks comes from my tips. You know, like I've said earlier, I discussed this from my videos, so just check the description box so you can fully understand what I'm trying to say about the salary. It's complicated and you need to understand it, not just, go to your HR and just complain about it. You need to also do some research for you to fully understand that every state, every host company will be different and have different rules. And lastly, under the training plan is that what I heard from most of the J1 students, they are complaining that they are not getting enough hours during the slow season. Well, yes, you are promised of 32 hours per week. What they mean by that is when they total your hours all year long, the average will be 32 hours per week. So for example, there are weeks that you will be working for 60 hours and there are weeks that you will only be working for 29 hours, and that's okay as long as when they tally all of your hours, it will be average of 32 hours per week. Number 16 is that managers in the United States are strict. Well, in my own opinion, they are more friendly than my managers in my home country. They are really approachable and they are super kind. And I cannot speak for everybody, but what we have experienced in my last J1 interns, our managers are very helpful, even our colleagues, because they know that we are J1s and we don't have cars. So there are times that they will offer us rides because Walmart is like an hour bus away from our home. So we don't have to pay for the bus or we don't have to pay for an Uber. So they offer us free rides and they ask us if there's anything that, they can help us. They are really, really nice. I'm telling you guys, you will really enjoy this program. They will teach you every phase of the program. Well, this is something that Americans treat you an adult. They don't treat you like a baby, that they will teach you everything, like every detail. So for example, the first time I worked in a cocktail bar, I am serving liquors, I am serving beers. So when I started working there, they didn't really teach me like, oh, hey, this is this, these are the brands that we have for gins, these are the brands that are available for red wines. They didn't really teach that. So you might be asking me, so how are you gonna learn? How are you gonna know what are the types of red wine or brand of red wines that you guys have? Well, I did it on my own. So every day that I go to work, I always ask our bartenders, and also when it's not busy and there are no guests, I try to explore our system and then take down notes. What are the red wines that are available? What are the white wines that are available? What are the different kinds of beer? Where is this red wine came from? What's the difference from Merlot to Cabernet? I would say that it is kind of like self-education. Is that right? I am the one who teach myself. I am the one who, wanted to like grow and learn this. So if they are not teaching me, I will not just sit here and complain that, hey, you didn't teach me that. So I don't know that. I'm not gonna do anything. No, that's not the attitude that you should have. You should be proactive and, always ask questions if you don't know something. And I'm telling you that every day that you come to work, you will always learn something as long as you are willing to learn. No, so number 18 is you can earn and save millions. Well, I would say it's true, but it depends on your currency. So if we're talking about American dollars, well, no, you cannot earn millions of dollars, being a J1 here. But yes, for example, in our currency, in Philippine pesos, yes, if you will convert the dollars that I earn here, it will be millions. But also you need to understand that there are taxes in here, that every time that you buy something, it will always be more expensive than the usual price in your home country. Even McDonald's before, if I will order a burger, it will only cost me like $2, but then here in the United States, it will cost me $6. So do not complain like, oh my god, it's so expensive. Well, yes, it is expensive because, the cost of living here and all the products or like the ingredients here in the United States are more expensive. And plus also, you are earning, more money compared to your home country. So that's okay. As long as you know how to budget your money, you're good. Next is I can visit my home country during my program. Well, yes, but also depends on your host company, because there are host company that doesn't allow you to go home to your home country unless it is emergency. And plus, I don't also highly suggest, and you may think that 1 year is long, but I'm telling you, it's just short period of time, and just make the most out of it. If you actually want to travel, or if you're like bored on your city or on your location, go travel to another state. But Also, I highly suggest that if you guys want to travel, do it during the slow season so it will not fully affect your savings. So next is, I can transfer to another host company if I didn't enjoy my first company. Well, no. Here's the thing. I would say that within 3 months, there are 5 people. This is really true. I'm not, I'm stating facts, that there are 5 people that messaged me that they wanted to transfer to another host company and they wanted me to help them. Well, transferring to another host company, number one for sure is that the only thing that can help you to transfer to another host company is your visa sponsor, and you also need to talk to your agency. And you cannot just transfer to another host company just because you didn't enjoy it. It needs to be like an extreme reason, or something must have happened and your life is in danger, something like that. Extreme situations, that is the only time that they will allow you. So you might be wondering, oh my god, so if I didn't like my host company, I will be stuck here for 1 year? Well, most certainly yes. That's why in the beginning of this video, I told you that you need to fully understand that there are various factors that you need to consider in choosing an agency. So for example, the HPSA agency, it allows you to choose your own location of your program, but you will have to pay extra $500 for that. Well, is it worth it? Hell yes. Imagine that $500, it will give you in return more happiness because you choose the location that you really like. Imagine you're gonna be staying there for 1 year, so you need to really choose the location that is right for your goals. Also, if you're happy in your location, you will travel less. And if you're happy, you will enjoy working more. And also, you can make more guests happy and they will tip you more. Remember that there is no perfect company, and the only thing that will make your stay enjoyable is you. It is your decision if you will decide to look at those negatives and not appreciate all the positive things that, the opportunities that you have in your life. It is you who decide that location, and it is you who is responsible for your own happiness. So always plan ahead and never settle for less. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, and make sure to click the notification bell because on my next video, I'm going to be sharing you guys all the things that I have learned in this J1 program. And while waiting for that video, make sure to check these 2 videos right here. I make a lot of J1 videos that are really helpful and informative for you guys. And thank you so much. That's all for today. Bye for now.